everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm currently getting ready to go on a 5-mile run. I just had my pre-workout migraines and I'm just stretching a little bit before I get my running vest ready. We do have a little bit of a busy day today. It's going to be a productive / healthy day, and right now I am currently working my full-time job, but I am going to take a small break so I can go run. And then I would like to make some returns today. I've kind of been holding off on them, but I have to make them today already. Like, I can't wait any longer. And I do have somebody coming to fix my shutters today. If you guys have noticed, I am missing an entire panel, and there was just one shutter that just kept breaking off. We kind of just got fed up of going back and forth, so they just decided to take off the entire panel, go repair it, and then he's supposed to bring it back today to reinstall it. So that's on my list. And then I really would like to shampoo my couch because Sky likes to lay there every single day and it's really starting to show. So I have my little Bissell vacuum. I'm gonna be able to shampoo that later. And then I also really want to paint my nails. They chipped a lot the last few days and I just decided to take off all the nail polish, and so I'm gonna redo them today. If I can get some Uber Eats, then I would really like to. Hopefully I can. If not, it's not the biggest deal in the world. And then I would like to meal prep just a little bit. I don't like to meal prep an entire week in advance because I just don't like to reheat food that's like 5 or 6 days old. I don't know, I feel like when it starts to taste refrigerated or like the freezer, it just really grosses me out and it's just really hard for me to eat it. I'll do like the first 2 to 3 days of prepping, but I won't do more than that. It's 7:30 right now. I ended up sleeping in a little bit just because on Sundays and Wednesdays, that's when I do have church, and afterwards I'll either hang out with Galindo or we'll hang out with my family, and I usually end up going to bed pretty late. So last night I did go to sleep pretty late because we were all at Chastity's watching the Olympics, and so I was completely exhausted this morning. There was no way I was gonna be able to wake up at 5 because I think I went to sleep around midnight last night, and so I could not run this many miles on 5 hours of sleep. And so this is going to be kind of like a little bit of a healthy / productive day in my life. If you guys saw my last video, you guys know I am doing a bridal glow up challenge, and so this is all part of it. I did forget to take my picture this morning, but I'll probably just take it when I get back home later. I think what I want to try to do, not today, but I do want to see if I can get an in-body scan sometime soon, and that'll kind of measure my progress a little bit better. And I'll probably do that monthly, just kind of to track my progress and see where I'm at. My 24-hour fitness pass has activated, and I got it through somewhere else. I didn't actually get it through 24-hour fitness, but it was through my work, and I ended up getting a discount on the pass. So I need to go to 24-hour fitness and activate that and just get everything set up so that I could start going and lifting weights soon. And I feel like once I start lifting weights, there's gonna be a lot more progress because I'm really gonna be working on muscle building. So if I can replace the fat with muscle, and I'm still leaning out because I'm still doing a bunch of cardio and I'm still eating really clean, I feel like I'm gonna get results a lot faster as soon as I start lifting weights instead of just doing cardio alone. I'm excited to go back to the gym. I don't know if I'll go back today, but I am excited to go back this week for sure. I'm gonna put my shoes on, I'm gonna load my running vest, and then we should be heading out here pretty soon. I've been charging my Aura ring this morning because my battery started to die a little bit. That should be charged enough for me to take. And then I do feel like tanning a little bit, so I will be using my Carrot Sun tanning gel. I ran out of my Australian Gold sunscreen, so kind of sucks. I have to figure that out. I went to Target and they didn't have it, so I'm gonna have to get it on Amazon or something, but I'll figure that out. So it is supposed to be 105 degrees today, which means that it's going to start heating up very, very soon here. So I'm gonna take Sky with me because she gets super excited when we go for a run. She has so much energy that she pulls me enough to keep up with her, and that's honestly everything that I need, especially on days where I don't feel my absolute most like energetic, and the ground is still going to be cool enough for her paws, so I don't have to worry about her being out there when it's too hot. And then I really don't feel like passing out today, so I think I'm only going to do 2.5 miles outside, and then I'm going to do the other half on my treadmill. So 2.5 outside, 2.5 inside, and we should be good as long as I complete my 5 miles one way or another. That's really all I'm worried about. And then this way I don't have to completely load my running vest either. I can just come back inside and then stop for some kind of snack or something. She can get in her exercise this morning and she can kind of help me get mine in, and we should be able to check that off the list for the day. Okay, so here is my running outfit of the day. It is a little bit of a longer run, so you guys already know I'm wearing my Target All in Motion shorts, and these are the ones that feel like the Aligns. They're still the most comfortable shorts that I run in, and I honestly need to buy some more. This shirt that I'm wearing, I did get at TJ Maxx like 2 or 3 years ago. I can't really remember when, but it is super comfortable and very breathable, and I've noticed that it just gets way too hot running in something with sleeves, so I'm starting to go out in more tank tops. And then I just recently got this running vest on Amazon. This is the name of the brand. I don't really know how to pronounce it, but I got this one because Nikki recommended it to me, and it is so much more of a lightweight vest than the previous one that I had. And then I also got these cheap running glasses on Amazon. I do have my other ones. They're somewhere in the basket. I didn't feel like looking for them, and these actually stay really well. Even if I were to like pick them up and just kind of run like this, they stay on perfectly. They don't slide or anything. And then of course I am wearing my Shox headphones, and these have very quickly become my favorite ones to run in. They don't hurt. I can hear my music perfectly, and I can can also hear my surroundings. And then for Sky, she's totally ready to go at this point. She's like over me talking. But I do have this Carhartt leash that Lauren got for her a while ago, and I literally just clip it around my waist, and it's super easy to run with her like that. She just stays in front of me at all times. And if for whatever reason we get a little bit close to somebody else with a dog or just somebody else passing us by, I usually put my hand on this part of the leash and have her run close to me, or I'll put her behind me, and that way the people that we're passing by don't get too like scared or uncomfortable, and I make sure to keep her close to me. Finished my 5-mile run and I'm totally wiped out. I'm literally drenched in sweat, as you can tell by my arms. I'm most likely gonna take a cold shower right now, and then I'll come back and make myself some breakfast. I was able to last 3 miles outside. The route that I ended up taking outside actually was like a perfect 3 miles, and so I just came back and did the last 2 miles on the treadmill. I was really starting to slow down outside because it was starting to get really hot, and so I'm glad that I was able to do the last portion on the treadmill. Even though it was still hot, I was at least shaded. I'll probably just put my screenshots of my Strava and my iFit, and just so you guys can see like my stats or whatever, but I'm not a very fast runner. I'm actually pretty slow, especially on my longer runs. I try to conserve as much energy as I possibly can so that I could last all of those miles, versus if I were to just to do like 1 or 2 miles, I can do an easy like 11-minute pace, and that's totally fine. I'm just proud of the fact that I'm able to do a mileage that I wasn't able to do in the past. And I just spoke with Nikki, and I'm currently on week 9 of my 12-week training plan, and so she said that at the end of my training plan, I don't really plan on signing up for an actual race, just because my schedule is kind of a little bit difficult to work around since I get scheduled a lot on Saturdays. So she said that towards the end of my training plan, her and I will just run a 10K at a race pace, and then we're going to take a 2-week break, and then I'm officially going to start my half marathon training, because that's in December, and it's recommended to start training for a half marathon at least 3 months before the race. So I'm literally right on track, because I have 3 more weeks of this plan, then I take an additional 2 weeks, October, November, December. It should be perfect timing. Hopefully I'm able to do it. And honestly, just with the progress that I've seen in these 12 weeks, being able to go from literally a 15-minute pace to an 11-minute pace, and I literally had to train for a 5K in the beginning of the year, and that's literally 3.1 miles. So the fact that that's now part of my daily run, I just feel so accomplished and so proud of that. And so I know that I'll be able to do the half marathon. It might not be a breeze, but it's a challenge I'm willing to accept, and I'm really excited about it because I'm going to do that race with Chastity and Nikki. And so just being able to run that with my sisters, I think is going to be so much fun. So some time has passed, and I ended up taking a shower. I did not wash my hair, but I ended up doing my makeup, and I'm starving at this point. It's around 10:30 right now, and I normally don't do that many miles fasted, but it was literally a race against time, and if I waited any longer to get out the door, then I was going to pass out of a heat stroke or something. So I had to end up going for that run without any food in my system, but I normally don't do that. So now I'm kind of getting a little bit of a headache, and I know that I need to eat like ASAP. So I'm going to make myself my fluffy yogurt, and I'm also craving something a little bit more on like the salty side. So I'm going to have some chicken sausage links on the side. And with the yogurt that I'm using, I ended up running out of the one that I got from Aldi. So I got this Faye one, and this one is 90 calories for 3/4 of a cup, which is normally what I do. It's about 170 grams, and it is 18 grams of protein. I'm also pairing it with 3 of these little chicken sausage links, putting some raspberries, strawberries, wild blueberries, and for this entire breakfast, I've already pre-calculated it. It is 30 grams of protein and only 283 calories. So we are off to a great start. I'm already on my second water bottle of the day as well. So as far as our health goals, we're pretty on track. So I'm going to make my breakfast, and I think around 11 o'clock, I'm gonna go run some errands. I need to make a couple of returns for Amazon, and I think for now that I'm out, I'll just pick up, I need like an onion and some sesame seeds. coffee, and this added about 6 grams of protein because I did switch over to Fairlife, and this is just the whole milk and it's also lactose free. I don't mind getting full fat products just because fat is also necessary in your diet. So for 1 cup of this milk, it is 13 grams of protein, and I did half a cup of my coffee, and then the rest is just a little bit of an espresso shot that I made. And you guys already know I don't use any more creamer, but I do use sugar-free syrup, and I'm not really a fan of sugar-free products, but in this case I'm trying to stay away from creamer as much as possible just because it just has so much sugar and a lot of unnecessary calories. So I still very much enjoy my coffee. I actually think I enjoy it more now than I did before, and if I do decide to get a creamer, then I'll opt for like a little bit of a better alternative. But I have been loving adding milk to my coffee lately, and it just gives it like that creamy consistency that I'm looking for. And I don't know, I think it tastes really good. And I just added 6 grams of protein to my coffee. I was really craving salt and sweet this morning, so I made myself my fluffy yogurt. I have this almost every single day, and I just added strawberries, wild blueberries, and raspberries, and vanilla extract to sweeten up the yogurt because that one is pretty bitter. Then I already told you guys about my coffee, and I just have 3 chicken sausage links, and this is 37 grams of protein and about 360 calories. So this is gonna keep me full and satiated for a while.
Temperature of this room, because the thermostat regulates the condition of the room. So if we open the door and the windows in this room and cold air blew in here, the thermostat would kick on, wouldn't it, and heat the room back up to 75 degrees. So no matter what hit it regulates the temperature of the room. The reverse is also true. A bunch of hot air blew in the room. If we open the doors and the windows, the thermostat would cool the room.
I just made a couple of Amazon returns at UPS, and while I was there I ended up getting an alert for an Uber Eats order, so I'm on my way to deliver that right now. I just picked it up. It's just crumble cookie. So it's currently 11:30. I think I'm gonna be out here for about an hour or so and see how much I can get, just because, I mean, why not? I also have to stop at the grocery store. I just remembered just a few things, not like an entire grocery haul or anything like that. Quick stop at Sprouts, and I also went to the bank really quickly. I was craving a little bit of a snack, so I decided to serve myself some of this buffalo style chicken dip from Trader Joe's. And it's not necessarily the best thing for you, but it fits in my macros, so I'm gonna have it. And honestly, it's really crazy the difference that you notice when you start to weigh out your food. It says that for 2 tablespoons it's 60 calories and it's about 30 grams. So I got this tablespoon and I served 2 whole spoons of it, and I was like, let me just try to weigh it just so that I could have more accuracy. And I realized I did 2 heaping tablespoons. So I looked at it and I was like, it just looks like a little bit too much. Let me weigh this out and see how much it actually is. I removed more than half of what I had to serve myself because it was way over 30 grams. This is probably like maybe 1 spoonful of what I had actually served. So I ended up more than doubling that without weighing it, which is why in this phase that I'm trying to lose weight and body fat, I really am trying to be as strict as I possibly can in weighing everything out, because I know that I can very easily go over, which is why I can't really trust myself to be an intuitive eater just yet. I do have to keep myself accountable by making sure that I measure and weigh everything out, and it's not going to be forever, and honestly macro counting isn't even going to be forever. But while I'm trying to get in the best shape that I possibly can, I do want to make sure that I keep track of everything that I'm consuming, because it's very easy to go over. So to go with the chicken dip, I did get these corn chip dippers from Trader Joe's as well. These are also really easy to go over just because I actually really like them. They taste like Fritos to me. And then I just ended up doing half of the serving size. So I just have some chips and dip. And I'm going to be snacking on this for now. I do have to catch up on a little bit of work. It's currently 12:45 and I do still have quite a list of things that I have to get done today. I do for sure want to shampoo the couch and paint my nails. So that might be just a little bit later, but for now I do have to catch up on work because I'm a little behind on that. And then I'll probably end up making myself lunch around, I want to say like 2:30, just because I did have a late breakfast. So yeah, we'll figure out lunch when that time comes. I think I'm gonna make myself like a chicken salad or something. I don't know, something easy, because I am gonna be cooking tonight, so I don't want to be in the kitchen all day or take too long here. It's 1:45 and I'm kind of in the mood to do my nails. So I'm debating between a few different colors. I've been sticking to neutrals for a really long time, and I think I just got a little bit burnt out on it. So I either want to go with something really dark or really bright. The last color I had was this forest green, and it was really pretty, but I kind of just wanted to switch it up now. So I'm debating on either doing this red, which it just looks like this, or if I should just go with straight black. My camera just turned completely blurry on me for a second. I don't know why, and I don't know how long it was like that for, but I'm gonna go ahead and paint my nails black. I don't feel like doing my toenails with gel right now, just because I'm not in the mood for being hunched over for such a long period of time and then ending up with my back hurting. So I think I'm just gonna do regular polish on my toenails, and then I'm gonna do gel on my fingernails. This isn't the best brand. I did get it on Amazon, and it was a little bit cheap, and I could very much tell the quality of it because it doesn't last me forever. But I do eventually want to invest in a better brand, and I might just end up getting a kit from like D&D or something like that. It's just so expensive that I haven't seen it as a priority to be able to spend that much on nail polish, and OPI is expensive as well. So I think for now I'm just kind of sticking to this, and I mean, I don't really have my nail polish on for too long anyway, just because I change my mind so often. So I don't need it to last me forever, but I definitely would like it to last a little bit more than what I'm currently using. So right now I have this Jotstone brand, and I don't know, it's just, that's what I'm using for the color polishes, and then for the more neutral, like sheer looking ones, I am using this brand, and I don't really know how to pronounce it. It works pretty good, but again, it usually doesn't last forever, and I don't know if it's the gel polishes themselves or if it's what I'm using for like the base part of my nail. Eventually, I do want to invest in a little bit of a better brand, but for now, this is gonna do. My nails are painted. That's kind of what they look like. Don't look too close. So I am going to make myself the easiest lunch, and it's honestly really fast because I don't have to cook anything. I'm just gonna go in with this canned chicken breast, and it's just a Great Value brand from Walmart. So for 3 ounces, it's 70 calories and 13 grams of protein. As always, I have my food scale. I'm gonna pour in the leftover that I have from these mixed veggies, and because I always like a little bit of spice in my meals, I'm going to slice up a jalapeno and put that in there as well. I am gonna use regular mayonnaise just because I don't have any other alternative right now. And then I'm going to put it in this wrap. It's just this lavish flatbread that I got from Aldi's. So for one entire flatbread, it's 100 calories, so that's actually not bad at all. For my seasonings, I'm just keeping it simple, and I'm gonna go in with some salt, pepper, and garlic powder. I'm just gonna mix this up before I put in the mayonnaise. I like to have it already mixed up because sometimes I end up putting too much mayonnaise and then it was just an unnecessary amount. Ooh, I think I'm actually gonna put some jalapeno juice in this. Okay, so this actually looks really good. Here is my wrap. And it was the easiest, fastest thing to make. I still have all of this left over. It does feel like a lot, so if I don't finish all of that today, then I'll probably just use whatever's left over for my lunch tomorrow. And then I think I'm gonna try to make dinner around 6 o'clock, just because I'm trying not to eat too close to bedtime, and I normally go to sleep anywhere from 9 to 9:30, and I really feel like eating too close to bed has really started to affect me the next day. So I'm trying to kind of time out my meals accordingly, and it's like 2:30 right now, so I have more than enough time before dinner. So I think I'm gonna have this wrap, and I'm gonna go ahead and shampoo the couch because I've kind of been putting that off, and I really need to get that done today because my sister needs to borrow the vacuum. So I need to just check that off my list and just be done with it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and eat my lunch, put everything away, and I guess I'll just check off the rest of my list for today. But so far today, I feel like I've gotten a lot done. I've caught up a lot on work. I did some Uber Eats deliveries. I made my returns, and those returns I've been putting off for a long time. So I'm glad I checked that off. I went to the grocery store and just picked up a few items, and I've been really on track with my health goals. I did a really long run this morning, so I just really feel motivated today. I love Mondays. I feel like it's a fresh start, and I just feel like they're my most productive days. And I don't know, I just really enjoy myself a good Monday. just shampooed the couch, and overall it looks really good, but I think this is the one I'm going to have to redo once it dries, just because this is her favorite part. It's between this one and this one, so as soon as it dries, I'm kind of gonna see how it's looking, and if I need to go over it one more time, then I will. I ended up leaving this one alone just because there's not really any noticeable stains, so I didn't really find it to be necessary to shampoo the whole thing, but these were the ones that were just in desperate need of a good cleaning, but I'm glad I got that done. I might end up needing to cook dinner a little bit sooner than I had originally planned, just because I think my mom and sisters want to go for a walk, and they are planning on coming to my complex to do that. So instead of having to come back and cook at a super late time, I'll at least just have the food ready for myself, and I'll just eat so it's not too close to bedtime. But I think after I get the spots out upstairs, I'm gonna come back and just have that food ready to go so that I don't have to worry about that later. And then if I happen to have any extra time, I do want to try to get a little bit of editing done so that I can get this video out as soon as possible. I don't really have a set schedule right now just because I'm filming when I have time and I'm posting when I have time, so it's really hard to kind of come up with a set Sundays and Wednesdays like I used to. So really I'm kind of just posting videos as soon as they're available and ready to go. I do want to eventually get on a set schedule, but right now it's really hard to kind of maneuver that with my hours being all over the place. So I think I'm just not gonna stress out so much about it, and as soon as I get a video in, then I'll put it out. I'm really doing a lot better about picking up my camera anyway, so I'm not really stressed about that. I just don't think I can have like a set schedule, but there definitely will be more content coming out. It just won't be on like a specific day, if you know what I mean. I will eventually try to get back on a routine. Sky is like super afraid of the vacuum, so anytime I bring it out, she ends up hiding in her crate. She's coming out now. I'm gonna go ahead and get this stuff done and make an early dinner, and I'll just eat it when I come back home. I'm officially going to start making dinner, and I am using beef shaved steak, and I am going to be using this in 2 different ways. This is originally for Philly cheesesteaks, and that is one of the ways that I'm going to be using this. This cost me $5.97 at Aldi, and it actually comes out so good. I've made it the Philly cheesesteak version once, and I think I'm going to do that again, but I'm also going to kind of mix it up a little bit. So I am going to make this meat in a Philly cheesesteak way, and instead of having it in like a sub type of version, I'm going to do it in a bowl. So I'm going to do it over potatoes, and the other version that I'm going to make it is going to be in like an Asian type of meal. So I am going to be using this Trader Joe's soyaki sauce, and I actually really like this. I'm going to kind of just cook the meat in that, and then I'm going to put it with some sliced onion, and then I did just get these little ginger packets at Stater Brothers, and it was probably like $1 for this, and I'm going to eat that over white rice. And for my rice, I normally cook it with Kerrygold butter, but today, since I kind of wanted more of like an Asian type of vibe, I'm gonna cook it in coconut oil just because I want like that sweeter type of rice. So I'm gonna have the rice steaming, and then I'm gonna show you exactly how I make the meat. I haven't made it like this before, so this is a first time for me, but I will definitely let you know how it comes out. And then the Philly cheesesteak version is going to be saved for tomorrow's dinner. So like I mentioned before, I don't really like meal prepping too far in advance, but I definitely will make enough to have leftovers for the next day, and that's kind of considered my meal prep. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting this onion up, and there's really not much cooking involved. It's actually gonna be really fast and simple, and I guess I'll kind of just show you the process. Actually looking really good. Now I'm going to make the Philly cheesesteak version, and it's literally the easiest recipe in the world. I'm going to be using the other half of this shaved meat, and then I'm going to go in with the rest of the onion, a red bell pepper. I only have half of a green bell pepper, but that's going to be enough. And then I'm going to slice up some mushrooms. I'm not going to put any cheese on it until I actually serve it, but I will be serving it with cheese because it's not a Philly cheesesteak without cheese. Obviously that's all counted into my macros, so I'm not really worried about it. And I'm not going to track that until I actually eat it, just because I'm not gonna have it until tomorrow, so it doesn't make sense for me to really put it in my app just yet. So I'm just waiting for the rice to be done, and then I'll show you guys exactly what the first meal is looking like. Here is meal number 1. It actually turned out really good. I have half a cup of white rice, and then I did about 4 ounces of the steak with onions, and I topped it with sesame seeds and sriracha. Then I have an added side of ginger and some steamed broccoli. So this plate right here is about 30 grams of protein, which is right on track, and it honestly just looks so good. This part is done, and tomorrow when I have it for my dinner, I'm just gonna do it in one of those lavish bread wraps that I used earlier, and then I'm just gonna put a slice of cheese on it. But this is basically it. I have some leftover rice. This guy is still burnt out from the 3 miles earlier, so debating if I'm gonna take her or not. Okay, it's currently around 5:30, and my mom and Chastity are gonna head over here around 7 o'clock, and we're all just gonna go for a long walk. Lauren came here after work, and she's just gonna hang out here until they get here, and I think they're gonna bring her a change of clothes. But around 6 o'clock, they are coming to install the shutter panel, so I'm just hoping that everything's gonna be done in time. And I really don't have the energy to walk too much, just because I am pretty worn out, especially from this morning doing that 5-mile run. So I think it's just gonna be a light walk. It's still pretty hot outside. It was about 104 today, so we're still waiting for the sun to just go down just a little bit so it's not too hot. And then I think my mom is also gonna bring Duke, so him and Sky are gonna be going on the walk with us. So it should be a pretty relaxing end of the night. And I'm just gonna put all the food away and just save it for tomorrow. But overall, I feel like I've had a very productive day, and I'm so glad that I'm super on track with my goals. I didn't read today, but I did listen to quite a few podcasts. So like I mentioned in my previous video, that is one of my substitutes as far as like in replacement of the 75 hard rules. And then I am almost done with my gallon of water. And overall, I don't know, I feel like I'm just doing really good on my list. I haven't cheated or anything. Everything that I've had, I've calculated and put into my macro counting. So I feel like overall, this is a really good challenge for me. I feel like it's kept me on track, and it hasn't felt too difficult. I haven't felt deprived of anything. You guys have seen my meals, and I'm very much enjoying them, and nothing seems too difficult or impossible. So I'm really liking this so far. I'm very excited about it. I think I'm just gonna relax for a little bit until they get here.
Full stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and midnight. Such a wonderful delight.